As automotive manufacturing evolves towards connected factories, automation, and software driven production, the pressure to improve quality, productivity, and traceability continues to grow. At Innovation Day 2026 in Pune, Atlas Copco showcased a range of technologies designed to address these challenges and support the next phase of manufacturing transformation. We caught up with Mr. Chandrashekhar Pathak, General Manager Industrial Technique at Atlas Copco India, to discuss the role of smart manufacturing, AI, EV production trends, and the future of industrial innovation in India.
Sir, tell us more about this innovation center and the facilities.
Yeah, so thank you first of all for this opportunity. It is nice to have you here. Innovation center is the facility which we have on the ground floor, where we basically have all of our products being displayed for the customer. But the concept of these 3 days of technology is what we call. It is about showcasing the capabilities of the products to customers, because finally it is when somebody sees something, they can believe that yes, this is possible. So that is the whole objective of conducting these type of technology days. We did this last year and we had a very good response from customers. They liked it. They said that a lot of new perspectives they got by actually seeing all these things, and that encouraged us that we should keep on doing this year on year. So this facility here we started Atlas Copco's Industrial Technique business area, what we call it. This facility somewhere in 2011 is where we moved. That point in time we also had actually some certain assemblies being done on the ground floor, but then we have converted that. In the year 2023 we changed over and we made this excellence center, what you see on the ground floor, or innovation center as we would like to say it. So innovation center is basically because we display our products over there and we innovate as per the needs of our end customers. So that is how it is. So it's all about communicating what we have, because brilliant technologies can be available in different parts of the world, but unless they reach the customers, it is of no use. Right. So that is my belief, or rather the belief of my entire team, that let us do something where we can communicate what are the features of our technology to the user, so then they can find the value in our technology.
Right. So some of the people we were talking with them outside, and some of them are your ex-employees. So ex-employees to your customer who are experiencing this 3 days workshop, how you feel about it?
Ex-employees, of course, see, that's a good question, but I really feel nice that the people who have worked over here and also our customers, they find value, and that's the reason they are spending their time. Otherwise, in today's world, nobody would come over here to see what all is happening, right? So it is about, of course, we invite them, but then they see some value, and I think our biggest promoters have been our customers who attended this event last year. They talked about it, they shared their feedback. So it's a nice feeling for me as a general manager to see that whatever activities we are doing, they are being accepted by my ex-employees also, by my customers also. So that's the answer. I don't know what you are really looking at, but I think it's a good question, and I like it that people are enjoying it. I was not aware what's going on outside my room, but thanks that you have shared this is the feedback which is coming from outside. Yeah.
How is the Atlas Copco integrating AI technology into the new manufacturing products? So what is the significance of AI in today's world in your production overall?
Very, very relevant, and I think everybody is talking about AI today. AI is all about capturing data, and we had foreseen this probably a number of years ago, because if you look at the way Atlas Copco has grown into this business, we are leaders first of all when it comes to the assembly solutions or industrial technique business area. We have been always focusing on collection of data for improvement. So much before we really started talking about AI, Atlas Copco, this business area of ours, has been into very strongly focusing on collection of data, because when it comes to industry, it is extremely important to analyze that data. So we had these kind of solutions maybe 10-15 years ago. We had products which were already capturing data, but now we are fortunate that the world itself has started talking about using artificial intelligence. So we are already having that kind of database with us. So to answer your question, we have centers globally which are supporting our customers, but then it's all about whether the customer wants us to support them in their journey. So we are having solutions, we are having products. My colleague Prashant, he just touched upon it during the interaction today morning, a product Ulture, which is something about collection of data and utilizing that data, because artificial intelligence is all about utilizing that in the optimal way, and that is a journey which we have already embarked upon many years ago. It's only about that the time is now right for us to really showcase that technology to our customers.
Which sectors are currently driving the highest demand of innovation in automotive? Like EVs are coming in the market. Is it different from the regular vehicles?
Yes, certainly, because if you look at it in terms of the previous generation vehicles, what we call as the internal combustion engines, it has been a technology which has been into existence probably for the last 40 years or so. It initially started with Henry Ford, and he gave the concept of automated line, or the industrial revolution started off like that. But that technology has evolved. It's a well-established technology. But now we are in a transition phase where we are moving from internal combustion engines to EVs, to different types of vehicles, and that is where it is extremely important to have. Your question basically was that EVs, whether they require more of automation versus the internal combustion engines. So obviously, even with internal combustion engines, if you use automation, it can help you to produce faster, produce quality goods. But since this technology has been in existence for such a long time, probably people are more confident that no, this is the way it is being done, and there is nothing much that we need to do. But still, opportunities do exist even there. So some of our customers who are already investing in the old technology, which is the IC engine technology, they are also going in for automation, but that's precisely for enhancing the production needs, right? The EV, so to say, why is it that they are forced to get into automation, is because of stringent demands of that. And whenever any new product is launched into the market, the consumer needs that type of a confidence that if you are going to buy an electric vehicle for yourself, you would want to be having an assurance that it is going to be safe, it is not going to have any problems. And that is where all the OEM manufacturers are communicating that we are manufacturing this using the latest automation technology, so you as a customer be rest assured. So it's finally the end customer which actually triggers down and it drives the investments or the automation needs of any industry. And of course then there are, to add to that, there are also government norms which are triggering these type of investments. And that is the reason why you would say that in the EV the need for automation is much more, because it's a newer technology. It's also something which is to convince the end customers, because people get a kind of a fancy that okay, this has been assembled using a robo, or this is something which is looking so nice because it was done in a particular manner, as compared to having it done it conventionally.
Thanks, sir. So related to that, sir, I would like to ask you, government is supporting you. So how government is involved in?
No, government is. I mean, it's not. Government norms are forcing basically the industry to do certain things. But when it comes to our R&D, it is not that we are doing R&D keeping any particular customer in mind. We are looking at technology, what would be the needs of the customer, and accordingly we are developing products. And that's what we would showcase to you when we have a post-lunch session, that how is it that our dispensing technologies can be used in the EV industry. See, because when it comes to, as I said, we are in a transition phase, so everybody is in a learning phase. Customers would realize it at a later date that had they invested in a particular technology, they would have possibly saved a lot on their, let's say, adhesive requirements. Now that adhesive which is there, which is, when we talk about the EV technologies, it is extremely important that the joining or the battery cells are, done in a proper way. And that is where we already have those solutions with us, and we communicate it to the customers that this way, if you assemble your battery cells and the battery packs, you would probably end up with a good, reliable product, and that is how we have been, and that's also the purpose of the technology day actually, to communicate to the customer.
So sir, as far as Indian market is concerned, Mr. Sharma raised a point that Indian OEMs are now investing more aggressively. So do you really think that they are investing enough, or they need to invest more?
Well, if you ask me as a general manager, nothing is enough. I would be always wanting more, but that was on a lighter note. But definitely I see that as compared to other parts of the world, because since we are a multinational company, we also interact with colleagues globally. So the investment focus in India is definitely high, and it is extremely strong focus which all the car manufacturers are having. So everybody cannot be wrong. They see the potential in the Indian market. They see that okay, this is the time for them to invest, and I think that's a very positive sign.
Okay. And any different manufacturing strategy you are working for the Indian market especially?
No, when it comes to our products as such, we have manufacturing of our products in different parts of the world. We don't manufacture full products over here, but we definitely provide tailor-made solutions in India, because if you look at the solutions, or if you look at the products which we finally give to our customers, it has to be customized to a great extent. So that is what we do here in India. So we understand the application of the customer, and then we use our own engineering to provide the end solution to the customer. Now that could be in terms of adding a vision system, it could be in terms of adding a software solution, it could be in terms of adding an automation solution, maybe a screw feeder, or maybe a dispensing solution using robotics. It could be multiple, depending upon the application, depending upon the need of the customer. All that is done locally.
So sir, you are doing good in the industry, but is there any challenges you face in day-to-day business?
Lot of challenges. Without challenges, life is nothing. So, but there are certainly challenges, and as I said, whenever we go through any change, challenges are a must. It's part of the journey. So currently, of course, the challenge is in terms of the competence, in terms of the acceptance of the customers to something new, because everybody resists change. Nobody likes to get into automation. That was one of the questions which Mr. Sharma also addressed, that people feel threatened, or a maintenance person would feel that why is it that I should use technology? My job is at stake. I have been doing it for so many years.
Yes, right.
But then these are challenges which are there every time in any business, that whenever changes do happen, these challenges, but there are ways to handle that. So as I mentioned, competence is one challenge, acceptance is another challenge, mental, the other challenges are also in terms of certain government regulations which we have, but that these are things which we can maneuver ourselves also, or with the support from different stakeholders.
So what do you expect from the Indian government?
Nothing actually. I think whatever is happening is really great. In fact, there is a strong relationship also which our customers have with us, and that also helps, because when they invest, obviously the government also sees that we are doing or supporting these customers. So I think there is no expectation as such. It is whatever expectation any other industry would have from the government. That's all, in terms of any approvals or those kind of things. But we hardly face those type of challenges, I would say.
Any problems you are going to face because of the war-like situation happening today, or everything is smooth and well planned for next few months?
No, I can't answer that, in the sense that nobody can really make a conclusion of what could be the effects. As far as we are concerned, I think there hasn't been any severe bottleneck because of the war situation. Of course, the costs have escalated in terms of the transport costs, or probably some delays because of all these unforeseen circumstances. But other than that, I think our Indian, and that's where I would like to say that Indian government has really been very strongly supporting the industrial growth. They are finding ways and means as to how the industry does not suffer because of this type of a situation. So I think, and also I think we have a lot of things that being done locally. So it really does not stop our growth journey.
So everything is positive.
At least it's always good to stay positive and remain positive, because if you focus on negativity, then nothing is going to work out. So that's my view, personal view.
Yes, sir. It was nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.